Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our presentation. Welcome to BRSSD. We're very, very excited to welcome you and your students in August to the 2022-23-24 school year. Wow, that's incredible to say. My name is Gloria Higgins. I am the principal of Sandpiper School down here in Redwood Shores, and I have one of my colleagues here with me tonight.
I am Chuck Donovan. I am the principal at Central Elementary School, and I just want to thank you all for coming out and taking this important first step to partner with us in your child's education. All right, so what are the hallmarks that makes BRSSD a great school district? First and foremost, we have really dedicated teachers and staff. They go above and beyond routinely to provide the best academic experience for our kids. We firmly believe in teaching the whole child. It's not just about academic performance, but it's about their social, emotional well-being and helping support them in all aspects of their life. Lastly, one of our greatest assets is our strong parent and involvement and the membership from the community who partner with us to do great things at BRSSD. All right, so a little bit of an overview about who we are at BRSSD. So we are 7 different sites that are spread across Belmont and Redwood Shores. We have 1 middle school, 2 TK to 8s, and the rest are TK to 5 or will be within the next couple of years. We have a very diverse community population that is one of our greatest assets as a district, and we do a lot of work working with our community and utilizing that diversity for all sorts of strengths across the district. All right, we are also a award-winning school, which there is a school district, which there is a lot of pride around there. Just to highlight a few, we have received Green Team Environmental Awards, Community Building Program Awards, Academic Achievement and Excellence Awards, among others. We have a lot of great things happening at BRSSD, and it is nice to be recognized for some of those things.
And here you can see from the California Department of Education dashboard, the very strong academic performance that our students are able to attain, thanks in no small part to your partnership and your work with your students before they come to school and while they're here in our school. So we really do appreciate your partnership, and we are very proud of the work that our students do, and we're very grateful for your support in educating your student. Here you see our adopted curriculum, and you can see we have very strong literacy curriculum with Lucy Calkins' Readers and Writers Workshop curriculum, and a phonics program that really supports students in their decoding skills and their strong reading skills as they learn to read in kindergarten, first grade, and on. We have TCI as our history, our social studies curriculum, which is really great and hands-on. Students get to experience what it's like to live in the time that they're studying. We have a strong math curriculum with math expressions, science curriculum, and something that we're very, very proud of is our focus on social emotional learning. And we have 2 curriculums there, 2 curricula there. Our teachers support students with conflict resolution skills with our second step curriculum. And all of our schools have counselors who are teaching in classrooms at least once a week, and they support students with character education through Character Strong. Students also experience art classes through LEAP and music opportunities, as well as physical education. And kindergarten is all about social emotional learning, listening, and communication skills. Here you see a sample of a daily schedule for our TK students or our kindergarten students. I do want to note that these times may vary based on the school that you are assigned to, and they may also change from year to year, but you get a general sense of how long the day is and what happens. So we do welcome all of our students on campus first thing in the morning, and we start instruction right away. We do serve breakfast. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but we do have mostly literacy activities, reading and writing in the morning. Students do have a recess. Our TK students generally go home at lunchtime, and our kindergarten students get to have lunch on campus with a recess break and then dismissal around 1:30 or so. It is important to note that our Wednesday schedule is a minimum day, and all students, TK through 8th grade, dismiss just before lunch. Most schools, that's about 12:15.
All right, so the district, I mean, it's across the state, but the district provides a universal breakfast and lunch for students at our sites. Breakfast is a part of the regular instructional day, but lunch is served outside of the instructional day that goes along with a midday recess. We'll have more follow-up communication once you know your site and next steps in terms of ordering and participating in this program. Excuse me. And families that qualify for free and reduced price meals will be able to go through that process to have access to the universal meals as well. All right, so how do we get our kiddos prepared for this wonderful experience? Bathroom skills, very important that we are developing independence in this area. Learning to follow the group plan, that is maybe the biggest adjustment, is learning how to be one of 20 or one of 25, as we are no longer, in a small environment of a preschool classroom. Being able to button, snap, and zip their own clothing. While we always provide support, we do want to have students with some higher baseline of independent ability. We love to emphasize washing hands and good hygiene, and also practicing opening snacks and lunch at home before they are at our sites. We do help with opening the milk at lunch, though, as always. All right, so similar, building on the foundation I just described, what are some next steps that can follow up in getting students ready for kindergarten? Writing out their name if possible. Again, the idea of being one of 20, one of 25, turn taking, social skills, patience. Sometimes we have to wait even if we think our idea and contribution is the most important thing at that time. But waiting is not easy, as Gerald and Piggy said. Recognize and write letters. At this point in the game, starting kindergarten, we're really just looking more for letter recognition, as the letter writing will come. Cutting with scissors is a big step. Lastly, getting a number sense. So recognizing, counting, and writing to 10 are all great ways you can get your student ready for kindergarten.
Okay, we are moving right along, and this is some of the nitty-gritty detail about how to register your student. I do want to emphasize that all students must register through the open enrollment portal, which is open on our district website now. And if you have a current TK student, they do need to register as if they are a new student. They do not just re-register at the school site. You need to go through the portal and provide all the documentation that you see here. You can also see, and this will be, it's available on our district website, brssd.org, and also will be available through these slides when they are sent out. You're going to need all of the documentation that's listed here. So some kind of ID card for parents. That could be a driver's license or a passport. You do need your student's original birth certificate. A copy will not suffice. We do need to see the original. You'll need proof of residency, and that can be achieved with a property tax bill or a lease or rental agreement, and 2 other pieces of documentation like a utility bill or a cell phone bill, your PG&E bill. If your student has an active IEP or 504, and you would know if they have that, please do bring that as well, so that we can make sure all the supports are in place for your student on day 1. We often get questions because it can be a confusing process, and we understand. So these are some of the most frequently asked questions that we get, and here are the answers to them. I think rather than read all of these to you, I'm just going to let this stay on the screen here for a moment and just really emphasize that if in doubt at all, please don't hesitate to contact our district office or our sites. And take a look at the website. A lot of the information is available there. And I really just want to emphasize the documents are really required. So make sure that you have those ready when you go to your appointment. As I mentioned, contacting our friendly office staff is a great way to get your information, to get the questions that you have answered. Victor Ramirez is our main point of contact at the district office for enrollment, but you can also see there the names and email addresses and cell phones of our amazing administrative assistants at all of our school sites. You won't find a friendlier group of people, and they are more than happy to help you. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about that.
So there's a variety of different aftercare providers that we work with across the district. They are outside organizations, but oftentimes for ones, we have programs that are on site as well as some that transport to other offsite locations. So this is all on the BRSSD website, and you can go ahead and check that out and register through them once you know what site your student is going to be at. Footsteps is a big one across the district, as is Curiosity Corner, which is specific to Fox, Sandpiper Youth Club at Sandpiper, Champions at Sandpiper. Central also has one small on-site aftercare program, so there are a variety of options for you to get involved with for aftercare. All right, so for our 23-24 school year for TK age eligibility, it is open to 4-year-olds whose 5th birthday occurs between September 2nd and April 2nd, including both of those days. For kinder, it is open to all whose 5th birthday occurs by September 1st.
One of the truly amazing things about the Belmont-Redwood Redwood Shores School District is the partnership that we have from an amazing community. And we are very fortunate to benefit from School Force, which is the local educational foundation, and PTA, which I'm sure you have heard of. That is our Parent Teacher Association. And those two organizations have come together in the Education Commitment Campaign. You're going to hear a lot about that, especially as fall comes around and we're getting ready to start the school year in August. This is a very, very vital part of our community, and it provides a lot of support for our students. For example, they bridge the gap between what the state funds in our schools and what our children truly need to have an exceptional educational experience. So School Force really focuses on kind of the hardware side of things, the people, the programs that we want to bring to our students. And PTA really focuses on the community and the celebrations. And we really appreciate both of them and their partnership. You, of course, are your child's first and most influential teacher. We are grateful for your participation in their education, and there are many ways in which you can be involved, from being a classroom parent or volunteering in a classroom once a week or once a month. I know school sites are always looking for yard duty supervision at lunchtime, and we would love to have you out on the yard and having some fun with our kids. Field trips are a traditional way that parents can be involved. We also have school events like book fairs and science fairs. And if you're a policy wonk like me, and I know Mr. Donovan is as well, site council might just be right up your alley. That's where we look at data and set budgets and work on goals for every school. And there's so many more ways for you to be involved. So we just encourage you to reach out, offer your services. If you have a particular talent you want to share, we'd love to welcome you into our schools. This just shows us what that partnership can do. Last year, between our School Force and PTA, we raised more than $3 million. And that provides things like technology, like science specialists, like art and music, like teacher grants, so that students can have all the materials they need. Field trips is another big thing that gets funded through this partnership. So please do pay attention when that information comes to you in the fall, and please do reach out to volunteer. Here you can just see what our parents say about us. Every year we survey our students, our staff, and our parents, and this is some of what comes back in that survey. We just know that our parents appreciate our schools are filled with kindness. We have a common focus on the vision. And in fact, Mr. Donovan and I just came from our strategic planning meeting. So we're really excited about that. we definitely have a tradition of excellence and achievement for our students, and we could not do it without you. We are so appreciative of our parent community and the local support that you provide. So thank you very much.
I just wanted to interject real quick that in terms of the fundraising, these are for basic needs at our sites in terms of science teachers, guidance counselors. These are things that we probably think of as just being a part of a robust academic experience. But these are basic needs, and your fundraising is critical to help fill those basic needs for us.
Yes. Mr. Donovan and I went through that pretty efficiently. We're very glad to be respectful of your time. I do see a few questions in the Q&A that I think we can answer live. We definitely don't want to give you any misinformation. So if there's something we can't answer, we won't try to pretend like we know the answer, but we will answer it or get that for you and send it out in writing. One of the questions I see is, do the schools offer lunch for TK students? TK students can purchase lunch through our school program, or actually you don't even have to purchase it, it's free. So they can order lunch or get a lunch. They just don't eat the lunch on campus. I also see a question about wearing masks. At this time, we are fortunate that the spread of COVID-19 is not as significant as it used to be, and masking is optional for students. Trying to see if there are any other questions I see. Both parents do not need to be present at the registration, but the parent who is there must be the parent with the ID and must have the rental agreement and that kind of thing in their name. Mr. Donovan, are you seeing anything that you can answer?
You covered the masks one. Somebody asked about a 504 plan. In terms of 504 plans, that are those are developed and worked through. It's not something you apply for. That is something that you should email your principal about if you feel there is a need for that. And that is something more to work out on a site basis once you are enrolled at your particular site.
And just to clarify that, a 504 plan is for students who may have challenges that impact their ability to learn. And so if your student is a typically developing student, they do not need a 504 plan. If they have a health condition that limits their access to different kinds of materials, or if they have a learning disability or difference that makes it difficult for them to engage in the classroom, that's where you would need a 504 plan or an IEP.
We'll take a few more. Somebody asked about, is there any screen time exposure in the classroom? Yes, we do generally have Chromebooks for students in grades 3 to 8. We are a 1-to-1 district, and students K2, we share by grade level. And so we have Chromebooks that students are on for some of the day. There's a lot of great educational programs or platforms that we work with, like Lexia, for example, that, you know, help augment the great teaching that happens in the classroom with some of the technology.
Mm-hmm. I see a question about siblings, and the question is the enrollment process the same for students who have a sibling in the district? All kindergarten students participate or go through the same enrollment process, regardless of where or if they have siblings in the school. Their siblings may give them some priority or some preference for the school that their sibling is attending, but they do still have to participate in registration.
There was a question about any assessment for kids who do not speak English at home. Yes, students who are identified as or, you know, fill out the survey as English is not their primary language, they will go through an English language screening, and then based on their score and results on that will determine if they will receive additional language acquisition support services through the school. Another one about requirement for volunteering. We don't have requirements, just strongly encouraged.
Mm-hmm. I see some questions about the ratio in TK and kindergarten classrooms. In TK, we have the teacher and a paraprofessional who supports the classroom. So that could be staffed at a ratio of 24 students to 2 or 25 students to 2 adults in the classroom. In kindergarten, we typically enroll our kindergarten classrooms to 25 to 1. So 1 teacher and 25 students. I saw a question about the difference between the TK curriculum and the kindergarten curriculum. Kindergarten curriculum is driven by the California Common Core standards and focuses heavily on literacy. So a lot of letters, sounds, recognition, the concepts of print and literacy, that sounds come together to make words. Words can be written down on a page and we can decode those. Math skills really focus on counting to 100, but really fluently being able to add and subtract within 10. And understanding that there's one-to-one correspondence. So if I have, 1 object, I'm going to count 1, or 2 objects, I'm going to count 1 and then 2. TK, the curriculum is primarily focused on letters, turn taking, a lot of the socialization skills. There are some academic skills that go in there, but not as I just illustrated for kindergarten.
There's been a couple questions about inter-district transfers. Those are all run through the district office where they take those requests and students are put on a wait list. And then based on availability and class sizes, they will try to honor those requests if they are able to.
Okay. I think we've covered many of the questions that we can get really specific on. We will leave the Q&A and the webinar open for just a few more minutes. So if you have other questions, please don't hesitate to write those in and we will get those out to you in writing. And as those are coming in, again, I want to thank you for attending tonight. It is so lovely to welcome you to our school district. We can't wait to see your students in the fall. I do see a question. Will there be an opportunity to have individual school information sessions? Yes, our elementary schools will have sessions closer to the spring. Once school assignments have been made and you'll know which school you're coming to, and you will have that opportunity to have a school specific session similar to this one.
Somebody asked about if this was recorded. This is being recorded and will be posted to the district website within the next couple days.
All right. Thank you all so much. Again, we'll leave that Q&A open for just another minute, and we look forward to seeing you very, very soon.
Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate your time.